So in this episode, I accidentally made something that's really cool. By accident, I just mean I kind of fumbled into this idea of creating a water elevator that changes depending on where you are, right? So if I want to go up, I just need to be down below, and if I want to go down, I just need to be up the top here. And you'll find out how this works a little ways into this episode. And in this one, we're going to be investigating the possibilities of customizing shulker boxes. I will also get to flex my creative muscles with some building, which I haven't done a lot of this season, and I stumbled onto something rather gorgeous. And we will also be having a little adventure time, as later in the episode, I go on an advancement hunt that leads to me getting 4 new shards. And while I have your attention, I wanted to let you know that on Saturdays I'm going to be doing some variety streaming on Twitch playing different games than Minecraft. And so on my Twitch schedule page, which will be linked down below, you can see the starting block for when I start this stream on a Saturday, and it will be converted automatically to your time zone. So with all of that out of the way, let's get into the episode as I originally started it. I was just playing a little Minecraft for myself, exploring the deep dark, and that's when I ran out of night vision potions and realised, not only do I not know the way back, there's a good chance I might not get out alive. So you can see that I'm good, I got some more night vision potions, and look at all of this loot. We're able to make the new record disc, and yes, I got 2 of these Swift Sneak enchantments. Well, actually I got 3, and 2 of them are level 3. And I've been thinking, the one place where it's really useful is right here, because you spend a lot of time sneaking around. That is to avoid the skulk sensors, but most of the skulk generated over on that side, and then over on this side it was kind of really easy to pick all of the chests. Yeah, the skulk is pretty barren around these parts, which made my adventure pretty easy, and no more encounters with the warden. Look at me go! Yeah, got the stealthy sneak going on. That's crazy cool. It did catch me out when I was building though. I'm quite used to holding down shift and moving and slowly clicking, but now you gotta click a lot faster. On back here in the base, there is signs. There are changes going on, as you can see. I've had a revelation as to how I want to use this area. And that is some flickering light right there. I think I'm just gonna add a light source that's always on right here. So I've been scratching my head about how to use this area. We've got this little mud farm over here that needs a proper home. And then over in the walls here, we've got the little concrete maker. There are all these little projects that you like to have right next to your storage, like being able to grow the 2 tall flowers or make some lichen with bone meal. Well, the place we're going to put that is up the top here where I've cleared out a ton of space. And there's a whole bunch of notes and ideas for little farms we can put in this area. And it will have 2 more storage systems, one for refilling my shulker boxes, and then some bulk storage too. And behind me, we're going to move the nether portal up here. Now this won't be scaffolding, it'll be like a water stream or something, and I'll have a way to just drop down into the room down below, and we won't have this here anymore. This I believe will work so much better as our main entrance room, and one of the things I always want to do is sort out the junk in my ender chest back actually into all of these. So I'm going to build a shulker box wall like we had in Season 6. That will then pass the items onto the bulk storage, and then from there we can actually tie it up to this storage system, as the items simply need to come down into this space. Now you're about to find out how this magic behind me works, but first of all, a quick message from the sponsor of this video. Do you like watching videos, being entertained? Okay, silly question. You're watching a YouTube video right now, and sometimes you go to watch content online and it's restricted in your country. Not cool. Luckily, I have a solution for you, a way to traverse the internet as if you're in a different location. With ExpressVPN, you can change your location and be in whatever country you want and watch whatever you want. This doesn't just affect YouTube, it's Netflix too. Not from the UK? Change your location to the UK and watch tons of great television free on BBC iPlayer, including one of my favourite comedies, People Just Do Nothing. If you're a fan of The Office, you'd probably like it. So get more out of your subscription services today. Head over to expressvpn.com/Xisuma, use this link and you can get 3 months for free. Use the link in the description box down below to sign up today. So nether portal be gone, and the same fate for the scaffolding. We've now got a water elevator. And from the intro I recorded, you probably know this is where I made my marvellous little contraption. Accidentally stumbled into this, but yes, when we come up to the top here, we are then able to go straight back down again. And some of you I know would have sussed out exactly how this was made. Yep, it was using the Skulk sensor. So I'm just going to chug a night vision potion and then use my cheaty camera. Well, actually, maybe I didn't need to because it makes that right there very obvious. It is waterlogged so that it doesn't make a lot of sound, but it does emit particle effects. And with the usual darkness of the room, you don't even notice that it's down there. Its job is to detect when I'm in this area. And then what it'll do with some redstone is push over the soul sand block. And as you might have suspected, there is another one in this area too up the top. And it's right next to the top of here and also waterlogged, so when I'm in this area it switches it around. And so basically there's a line of redstone going all the way down, underneath and across to the other side to push across the magma block. And you would have seen a couple of glimpses of this room which needs some decoration. This is now where our nether portal is. Our bulk storage as described will be over on that side. Little trinkets and farms and small mini projects over here. And then we're going to have a crazy storage system. Check this out. I have to build a lot of redstone for this. And I'm going to have to move the redstone that I showed you just a moment ago, but that's fine because this storage system is going to be amazing. I'm going to go back to the way that I did things in Season 6. When I have a whole bunch of items that need to be sorted, the first things I want them to be sorted into are the contents of these useful items that I keep in here all of the time. They will get thrown onto this wall of shulker boxes behind me and they will be the first thing that gets sorted. But what I want to do is make understanding what's in the contents of each shulker box a little bit easier than just having it named and color coded. Now this led me to a client-side mod known as CIT Resewn. And this will enable me to use custom shulker textures on the shulker boxes. And I found this on Planet Minecraft. It's known as Sea of Shulkers, so links to both of these things will be in the description box below. So this mod allows me to enable a resource pack so that I can see the changes. And what's important to know here is that only either player can see it because it's a resource pack enabled on my side, and if I place it down here in the world, it also doesn't affect the shulker box when it's placed. It's just a visual thing for the inventory, and if we open mine up, you'll see a whole bunch of them here. There is a limited amount of designs, and the top row are the trunk variants, then you have the case variants below, and at the very bottom the log variants. Now these are definitely some cool textures, but I find myself struggling to feel how to associate them with the ways I want to use my shulker boxes. I kind of want each texture to represent what I'm going to be putting inside of the box. And so for this I reached out to the Vanilla Tweaks community, and Stridey and Ewan Howe were kind enough to put together a prototype resource pack we're about to check out. And for now, its placeholder name is just CIT Item Shulkers, and you can kind of see a bit of what it's about with that diamond sword on top of the shulker box. And what this resource pack does is simply render an item, perhaps like this glass bottle that I'm holding, on top of the shulker. So when I open up my ender chest, you can see that it's been greatly organized by adding little icons on top to remind me of what each one of them does. The only problem is, when we're zoomed out like this, it's not as obvious. You have to sort of squint and strain, or at least I do a little bit, to make out what the items are. But when you hold them in your hand, you can see in the bottom right of the screen that it's really nice and easy to see what's inside of it. When placed down on the ground, we lose that, and when I open up the tabs up here, they're lost as well, sadly. And if you think about it, all the shulker's telling you is that it's a colour, and it'd be nice if it could tell you more about what's inside, as it just makes organisation a little easier. But anyways, this is just an idea I'm experimenting with. It's going to tie in with our shulker box sorter over here, and what I need is some feedback from all of you. What do you think about these ideas? Do you have any suggestions that could make organising your shulkers a little bit easier? Oh, and big detail that I kind of skimped over, the way this is done is by renaming it with the name of the item in the name of the shulker box. That will then put the corresponding item on top. Oh, and while recording this video, the resource pack actually got released over on Planet Minecraft, and again, you can find a link to it in the description box below. And Ewan also sent me this image of lots of different shulker boxes, rendered with lots of different items on top. It looks so cool, and I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts about this project. But now, we need to get serious with some building, and I'm talking aesthetics, which I've struggled with this season. However, we're going to build some interiors for this that has been absolutely gorgeous to put together. I went into creative mode in a different world, started building, got stuck into it, and just found a flow and came up with something great. Now the materials that we need for it are in this shulker box, and this shulker box, and then a whole bunch more items out of my ender chest too. And it is going to come together. We're going to do it step by step, and I think you're going to love the end result. So as we rebuild this in survival Minecraft, I'm going to try to honor the order in which things came together, and yes, that is the raw copper ore block. I had lots of this from Cub's Ore Vein Challenge we did a couple of episodes back, and I wanted to put it to use. It certainly is an unusual block, and I had a lot of copper, so I decided we would go with something big and bold, and yes, it is starting to weather already. That's something I'm just going to take care of at another time. So my struggles with this build stemmed from my block palette. I started with some color theory. I wanted to mix together brown, orange, red, and yellow. And when using the other materials in the palette, you can see here it went in a drastically different direction. And in order to mix these two styles together, we had to ditch the yellow from the block palette. It ended up being replaced with this shade, which still fits in relatively well. So next I looked to this corner space as a possible way to start taking this block palette and merging it with this one, which is going to be tricky. And my starting place was this corner where I've just got like a lump of copper structure in place. And it was around this point in time that I started to think a little bit more about organics, decorations, some important variations, and also ways that we can hide lighting sources too. There is actually glow lichen all the way up the top there. And you can't see it from down below, which is something I'm quite thankful for, but there's a few patches of it here. And so lighting is essentially a big consideration with this build. Now, a moment ago I said organics, but really what I was getting at was asymmetrical design, so just putting in like the odd little chip like that and having things not quite line up. Also over here, you probably spotted it, but I deliberately made this bit 1 block wide, where on the other side it's 2 blocks. And these builds always seem to benefit from a little bit of shrubbery with the bushes, just to bring the room to life a little more. And there's going to be plenty of that as we put the build together, but next I think we're going to focus on the floor, because it was around this time that I started to work on the design, which did actually go through quite a few iterations before what you're about to see next. So from using barrels, brown wool, carpets, and spruce pressure plates, I ended up introducing nether bricks in the end, which will look a little better once we remove all of the stone. And in my hotbar you can see what's going to surround us at the floor level here. We've got coarse dirt, rooted dirt, which I farmed a lot of, and also some packed mud. And then on top of them, some dead bushes and some brown mushrooms, so a very brown palette to go on the floor level. So yeah, the look in here is now evolving, and I really feel like we need to tear out this stone ceiling. As you can see, I've actually put in a load of mud blocks. That's what goes at the very top of the room. And to kind of get the copper and what's going on over here working together with the floor, we're going to build like a lighting fixture in the middle here, and you can already see that I put some of the lights into place. So let's go ahead and rip this out, and we're going to build another structure with the copper blocks. Aha! So we're using the centerpiece of the room to try and tie things together. And yes, that right there is actually the bottom of a sculpt catalyst. I honestly just felt like throwing in a bit of an odd texture somewhere in there, and maybe someone will notice it at some point. Oh, and we can't be doing with this. No. Got to get some honey wax in here later on. So yeah, now the stage is set for these two styles to kind of meet, and we're going to do that on this side over here. And we've got a visitor. Oh, not anymore. So the transition is not much of a transition at all, really. It's just this corner over here where I've sort of thrown in some oddities to try and tie in this, which I'm thinking of as being like the machine. The copper kind of gives that sort of vibe off, and obviously there's going to be a bunch of redstone back there. As for this, it's sort of struggling with lighting, so what I imagine is when we open up this area for a whole bunch of contraptions, we're probably going to have like a couple of light sources near the top of this space, and that's going to illuminate the entrances and brighten up the top area here too. And so now we get to turn our attention over to this side here with the bulk storage. And this is nothing too major to talk about, but we have sort of flipped the layout a little bit with the dark oak coming up front and the mangrove strip wood going to the back to create some windows for our bulk storage area. Now, like this side over here, we're going to create a transition with this space. It's going to be partially animated in some ways, and we're going to introduce a few odd blocks to the area. And there it is, a little odd looking machinery in the corner, and as I mentioned animations, we got particle effects at the back here from the campfires, and they do a nice job of illuminating the corner too. Now, this leaves us with this corner here, which I'm really fond of because we're going to put like a little bookshelf area in the corner and a staircase leading us upwards, and we got a visitor over here. There's also going to be a passageway that sort of leads off through this area, and the idea at this point is that I might want this place to just connect to other places in the base in the future. So we got plans for what we're going to put back in this space, but if ever we want to connect it to more bits, then it's a good idea to create some passageways early on. And this is actually my favourite part of the room. The passageway here is rather unimpressive for now, but the staircase is gorgeous. And there's a little bit of a theme with the bookshelves, and as we go up here, we've got a lectern in this little lookout area over the rest of the room. And I was going to extend this bookshelf area across the top here, but it didn't really work out. But there was space to have a little corridor, and this can just go off to somewhere else in the future. And so that's it. The hard work has been done. This area looking amazing, and it's given me some renewed inspiration because we're not done with this build palette. Of course, we're going to expand in this direction in the future and do more with what we've got here. So now I got to tidy up all of these chest monsters, and while I'm doing that, be sure to let me know what you think of this project with a comment down below. Can't wait to hear all of your feedback. So with our base interiors taken care of, it was time for some adventuring, specifically a Minecraft advancement hunt. The reason for this was, of course, shards. There's a daily shard for a single advancement. And with it being a new week, there was also a weekly shard for getting 8 of them. So we were going to go for 9 in total. And so my first objective was to fly as far south as I could, as there were quite a few advancements we could do in a snowy region of the Hermitcraft server. Hey! Oh! This advancement hunt is going to turn me into a horrible murderer. Oh, okay, the chase is on. And I don't know where you're gone. Here we go. Oh! Success. A horrible success. No head. Oh, I wouldn't kill a baby, would I? I think I would for a shard. I'm so sorry. I'm learning new things about myself. There's things that I would do for shards. But I won't do that. Right, first advancement. 27 minutes in. Oh, God. That took me way too long. I got the swoop on ya! Oh! And I was rewarded for my efforts. Oh, the swoop attack. That's how it works, I forgot. The swoop attack. I'm officially a snow fox. We just earned 2 shards in a matter of less than a minute. So now, we got the silver shard, we got the gold shard, and... Oh! I was celebrating too quickly. Oh, thank goodness for those crafty boots. Ah! God! This game is trying to make a mockery of me. I will not allow it. I am a snow fox in disguise. The biome should be kind to me now. Pillager outpost. I wonder if there's any pillager related things. Give a pillager a taste of their own medicine. So we get our hands on that and then shoot them with it. Right. Oh, there are lays here. Oh, I can't fly anymore. God, I keep forgetting about that. Actually, that was the first time I forgot about that. There's other hermits here.
Hi.
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 We've been flying around trying to find you. Luckily, you shared your coordinates.
I will also point out that Joe is still a Zoomer.
Yes,
Okay.
you are. And I didn't even blink an eyelid.
Okay, the thing about changing my skin is I only do it like every 3 or 4 years, and then when I have to do it for an event, it doesn't occur to me that I should change it back.
I mean, I gotta say, it suits you, and like, with the A and the fact that you don't have my normal head, it's kind of your own thing.
I don't think anyone would bat an eyelid.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, that's the biggest test of all. I was looking in the mirror. Got it!
Hey, there you go.
Right, now we run away.
Do ice spikes biomes
Oh,
have
there's one.
igloos? Hey, there's an igloo.
Oh, there's an igloo. Hang on, what?
Oh, y'all are learning today.
I've never been in an igloo before. What's going on? Oh, you got
I'm getting an advancement. That's what's going on. And then 5 minutes later, we got the zombie doctor advancement.
Now we just leave the villagers trapped here. Yes, that's right. Okay, so we're looking for...
It's like we've restored your sanity. Enjoy being imprisoned forever.
Yeah. And with the villager trapped in the igloo for all eternity, we headed over to a lukewarm ocean to scoop up a pufferfish. And then we flew over to the mountains near our base to get that advancement about the float, where you gotta sit in the boat with the goat. Think I did a bad thing.
Oh, you did. You did a
Do
bad.
you know what? Do you know what I just added? I made the build more detailed because now it's not all the same color. One bit is slightly different, and it adds subtlety to the texture of the build.
I mean, to be fair,
really,
you see how
that's
it's in
the
the
finishing
shade
touch, and Scar
You
will
should
be very
probably-
thankful that I
You should
did
probably
that.
just go and
Yeah,
take
he
that
will.
wax off and let it go back to its normal colour.
You're
You know
right.
there's an
Actually, yeah,
achievement
that
for taking
solves
the
it.
wax
Time
off.
will solve the problem.
Time solves all
Okay.
problems.
I roll back trying to get out of it because there's a solution here. So if I take the wax off again.
Yeah, see, second.
Oh wait, I
second
just got
achievement.
2.
Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Wax
There's
off and
achievements for that.
wax on.
It's hidden behind the other one. Ah. So
when you
I've
took the
lost
wax
count.
off, these were unwaxed in the first place. So you just destroyed his build.
God, this is easy. Oh, look at me, Minecraft professional.
Genius.
Run away.
You can have this guy.
Look, get distracted. Oh, it's distracted.
Oh,
Done.
shiny.
Done. 9.
Everybody run.
9 out of 9. And so after achieving 9 of these advancements, we head back to pick up our shards. And also the Snow Fox head was a golden shard, so we were able to get one of these. And after this, I started ripping out my Nether tunnel, which I was unhappy with. And someone in my Twitch chat pointed out that this is actually a shard you can earn. So thanks to ripping this all out, we were able to get yet another shard. Does this count as tearing down an early build? I like the way you think. That wasn't a golden one though, was it? Was that a golden one? Tearing down an early build? Because I am tearing down an early build. So I guess I'm tidying up removing one of my early builds right now. Dang, that was a good shout, chat. So another wonderful adventure we had together over on my Twitch channel, but I'm left with some closing remarks regarding these roiled emeralds. What happened to the diamonds? Now the rewards to the quests are these, and I gotta say, they're not as motivating. Anyways, this brings us to the end of this episode, so if you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like. Thanks as always, and I'll see you soon with another one. Bye bye.